Hello, everyone. Ann LeRay here at the filling station. Well, we have another great guest here in our studio, and Mr. Steven Wargo is here with us
Hi,
today. And I met Steven by way of Lauren Wargo. Now, we've heard the name Lauren, Duke Energy. So Duke Energy has been a tremendous supporter of the filling station, and
great.
so grateful. And the Neuse River Bridge Run, we've been a part of that. And so there are several things that connect you and I.
Yes, it sounds like it.
Which hence is the reason you're sitting here with us today.
Thanks for the opportunity to sit with you, Mary.
Yes, I have heard just a snippet about you, but I am excited to learn more about who Steven Wargo is,
That's nice.
Where you're from, and what brings you here for this weekend.
Well, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I raised 4 daughters there, including the oldest, Lauren, who lives here in New Bern. And I'm here this weekend to do the bridge run with her. If you ask me who I am, well, one of the things that defines me, although I don't know how long it will last in my older years, but I'm a solo marathon swimmer, and I enjoy running as well. But that's my big hobby, and it's something that's worked for me beyond just being in the water.
So Cleveland has always been.
Cleveland's always been home. Yeah, my folks were in the military, and we moved around a lot, but we landed in Cleveland, and it felt good to be in one place. So I've stayed there and made myself part of the community, and I'm enjoying that very much.
Well, you and I were talking a little bit before we came into the studio about a special place that you have connected with up in Cleveland, and would love to hear more about that. And,
yes, thanks. Well, as part of my solo marathon swimming, it's really important, the cliche mind, body, and spirit, but it's so important. And certainly I do the work on the spiritual and the body, but the mind is so important to have a cause when you're swimming a long marathon, because it can be daunting looking out into the open water. And so to have something bigger than you and the reason that you're out there is really important. And so I've represented various causes in my swims, but I was looking for something local. And I looked at a few charities, but when I investigated the Cleveland City Mission, I didn't have to look any further. It's such a great organization, and it's so wonderful that they can take people from the street, work with their recovery, help them with education, help their families, provide places to live. It's just a wonderful organization, and I'm so happy to be part of that faith-based success for people.
Over 100 years.
Over 100 years, they've been serving the needs of Cleveland. Yeah,
it's so wonderful to hear these stories of hope in the midst of a culture and a news that we don't hear very much, and hence the reason we love sharing good news and good stories of hope.
Oh, yes, and they have a graduation every spring and fall, and it's just so wonderful to see the elation on the people's faces that have through God reinvented themselves. The mission's given them a path, but they did the work.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and it needs everybody needs a connection hub and a circle of influence to bolster and encourage and keep us on our way. Yeah.
I think that that's a wonderful thought,
Yeah.
and there is a lot of interconnectedness there
Mm-hmm.
with both the residents
Mm-hmm.
and the volunteers and the employees. They all have this great synergy
Yeah.
that goes on,
Well, it
and
sounds
it's
like they
really
do a good job at focusing on their internal customer service, and then that just overflows out into the community.
yeah,
That
yeah,
love and
really.
respect and encouragement for one another, and um, to meet the needs of the community. I want you to share a little bit about your swimming
Oh,
and how many have you participated in?
well, there've probably been a couple of dozen
Yeah.
swimming marathons, most of them solos,
Mm-hmm.
some uh, races.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is swimming from here to there. It's kind of like when I look out in the water, it's kind of the same idea as a mountain climber who stands there at the foot of El Capitan and says,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I can do that."
Yeah.
Well, um, that's what happens to me when I look out at a body of water. I did one in New Bern a few years ago
Yeah.
with Lauren's husband, Brian,
Mhm.
supporting me on the boat in a 20-mile-an-hour wind. I swam from downtown at the point in
Yeah.
New Bern to the sailing club, to Blackbeard Sailing Club. It was
Oh,
7.5 miles.
wow.
Yeah, that was a fun day, and
Yeah.
the the only part that scared me, and there were two things. One is I don't like swimming under bridges. I'd
Uh-huh.
rather run across a bridge.
Well, you'll
Um,
get to do that on
yeah,
Saturday.
and the other was this. I put my hand through a rusty crab pot, and it came out
Ooh. Ooh.
unscratched.
Well,
So
what a
I was really
blessing.
lucky.
Yeah, what a blessing. So, would you say your favorite swim has been in Newbern,
Oh well,
or do you have another favorite?
I have many favorites. They're all unique.
Yeah.
Um, uh, what my crowning favorite swim was I was able to swim across Lake Erie,
Wow.
and I'm the 18th person to ever do it, and
Wow.
that was
Well,
real well.
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. It took a crew of 13 people and a lot of help from above
Yes.
to do it. But in 19
Mhm.
hours and 7 minutes through a storm and blackness
Mm,
on the lake, I did
mhm.
end up on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those that may be listening to this recording later, they may not swim Lake Erie, but they are walking through life and experiencing the things that you have just described, the storms, the blackness, all the things that you're dealing with, and wondering, how will I get on the other side of this? And you mentioned the team of 13, and
Yes.
yeah.
I've been reading about joy,
Mhm.
and joy is exactly what you just described. Um, Going through the hard times, whether they be a huge hard time or just what you went through this morning,
Yeah.
but there's always another side if you can get to it.
Yeah.
And uh, finishing a marathon swim is uh, joy for me. Um, but just practicing and getting through is a joy. And your analogy with the doing community effort, uh,
Hmm.
doing the work, and then seeing the benefits is
Yeah.
joy.
Yeah, I often have to remind myself and clients that may come here to the filling station or just working with other team members that yeah, joy comes in the morning, right? You know,
Yeah,
joy does
when the
come in the
light
morning,
comes.
and whatever situation you're in, it is temporary. We don't
Yes.
know how temporary, but it is temporary, and we're constantly focused on being a part of the change. It does certainly make a huge difference. So, would you say that this running experience and swimming experience, it sounds to me like that it's part of your spiritual formation?
Oh, it really is, and I don't
Yeah.
know how long I'll be able to continue to do it as I age, but
Hmm.
uh, it's I weigh heavily on the spiritual aspect of it, because uh, I used to say, well, a marathon swim is like life in microcosm, and I need to walk through it with God because otherwise I'm not going to make it.
Right.
And so at various times on these swims,
Yeah.
uh, it's been a constant prayer, just
Yeah.
God, keep me warm enough to get to the next
Hmm.
mile.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Or you may be praying for a whale to soak you up like Jonah, keep you a little warm to get you to the shore.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite book?
Um, yeah, I do. And it's kind of a book from the mid 80s, and it's called The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People,
Yeah,
written by Stephen Covey.
great read.
Yeah, at the time it was one of the highest selling books ever. Um, and he didn't so much disguise it, but it was really the New Testament put in plain language. And what are those principles that make for a happy and effective life, using just those principles that are written so plainly
Yeah.
um, in the New Testament. So um, when I need to solve a problem, or need
Hmm.
a refresher,
Yeah, that's your
I
go-to
look,
book.
I go to that
Well,
book.
you will be delighted to hear that our partnership with the local elementary school, they have been using Stephen Covey's
Really?
highly effective, the habits of highly
Wow.
effective people.
Uh-huh.
And Pollitzville Elementary School is the very first lighthouse school deemed by the Covey group
No
that
kidding.
just happened just a month ago.
How amazing.
And so the other elementary schools and other schools throughout Jones County are working on their lighthouse designation using this. So,
How cool is
yeah,
that? Wow.
yeah,
And what a great idea for learning practical life
absolutely. And
skills.
we interviewed a precious young gentleman here in the studio. You'll have to check out
Okay.
that that interview that we did with him. And I was so impressed about him talking about his favorite habit and how this process has helped him to navigate. I mean, the child, I think, is in fourth or fifth grade. And truly, it is about
Wow, that's great.
preparing that next generation. And so, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. So, we've talked a little bit about your swimming, and obviously, health is very, very important physically and spiritually,
Yes.
emotionally, which leads us to the bridge run. You know, the filling station's been a part of bringing that event to the community. The event's been going on for 20 years, and we've been a part of it. This is our sixth year,
Hmm.
and we love interviewing runners. We love local runners, but we love hearing from runners that are flying here, traveling here to come to this event. Now, I know that you mentioned that your daughter is here.
Yes.
But you could be traveling a lot of other places. So tell us what you love about the Bridge Run, how it compares to other runs you've done throughout the country.
Yeah, I've done many runs, but I must tell you, 2 years ago, which was my last run here, the mist was heavy in the morning, and the sun was just gleaming through on the water, and you could see that as you were running over the bridge, and that was really special. And then, of course, New Bern is just, I travel all over the country and the world, some for work. And there aren't many towns that I would use the word delightful for. And New Bern is certainly one of those. One of my buddies in Cleveland just this week was saying, well, tell me another town that is similar to New Bern so that I could get a feel for it. And I couldn't compare it to another place other than to say, well, yeah, I may have been to another couple of delightful places, but New Bern is just a very special place.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful to visit. That my daughter's here, and it makes for a great visit.
Yeah. So all the preparation and the organization that it's done when you arrive to the convention center as a runner, do you feel that you have everything that you need? The maps, all of it is perfectly laid out, so you don't have to think about anything except running.
I would absolutely agree with that, and I've been studying the map because there's a couple of zigzags through downtown.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a very well organized race, and it's so nice to see Lauren part of the community, and seeing she sees so many people that she knows here, and I feel welcome. And
you're part of the family.
Yeah. The race is very well organized, and
good.
You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. And it kind of comes back full circle to how we started this chat, and you being involved with the Cleveland Mission, and knowing that this event, really the funds that are being raised through registrations and sponsorships are coming full circle back to 5 individual nonprofits that are bridging services. So
I'm going to keep that in mind while I'm huffing and puffing on the second half of the race.
Yeah. So, these funds are going to help bridge gaps for health and wellness, which I know is really important. Also helping people with their homes, repairs on their homes, scholarships for college-bound young folks. Also, these funds are helping in the mediation center, who are helping folks stay out of jail, right?
It's important,
right? And making sure, and then of course that 5th organization, of course, the YMCA, and so these 5 organizations, we work together on a committee to make sure that we bring a great event to runners like yourself throughout the country, and but another important aspect that now that you'll remember running across that bridge, you'll know that, gosh, there's a higher purpose for why I'm running too.
Well, it sounds like you're really succeeding with this work that you're doing, and it's really commendable.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned your work, and most people lead with their work.
Oh.
And, when you're in a conversation, most people will ask, what do you do? And we kind of are identified by what we do rather than who we are. And I just love how this conversation has gone because you have really revealed who you are.
Well, thanks.
But I do want our audience to know a little bit about your work if you'd like to share.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm at the end of my career.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in supply chain management,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm at the very end of the supply chain, which is where my company that I work for sells fasteners to Fortune 500 manufacturing. So I'm responsible for how many people does it take to get the fasteners right there next to the production line? What is the least amount of investment that the company, our customer, needs in terms of inventory? How many people do we need to bring the product out to them?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I get to go to new potential prospective customers and look at their manufacturing floor. And then I get to ride in on my white horse and give them some ideas for saving money. So it's really, I'm really enjoying this last part of my career because it's all good news that I get to deliver.
Wonderful. How long have you been in this work?
Yeah, 20 years I've been doing this or something similar
Yeah.
for this company. And
Yeah.
I'm the company itself, Supply Technologies. It's really a good business, and I actually am blessed to know the founder and his son, the president. They're really good people, and they have the employees' interest at heart, and they're philanthropists. So it really feels good representing them.
It makes a big difference.
It does.
It
And
really makes a big difference in who you represent.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So delivering good news, that's a joy to be able to bring.
It makes it easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it has been a delightful chat.
Well, thank
I've
you,
really
Marianne.
enjoyed getting to know you. And thank you for your time today and
It's my
sharing
pleasure.
some insight and some nuggets. Any last minute or last nugget that you would like to share with our audience before we close?
Oh, my. Well, I would just say that, we've talked about personal victory, success, and it really involves such a big piece of it is doing something for other people.
Yep.
That's how we bring happiness and joy to ourselves, and so I think there's no replacement for that.
Yeah.
It's part of being an effective and happy person. And so congratulations to what
Yeah.
you're doing. And I hope I am able to keep doing my part out in the water too, and running and
Wonderful.
those efforts.
Thank you for those. Thank you very, very much for your time and those wonderful nuggets. We really, really appreciate it. We'll see you on the bridge.
I'll be there.
Running.
Yep.
We'll either have a camera or we'll be clapping so see us there at the bottom of the bridge. And thank you again for your time. And we want to thank you for watching another episode here at the filling station. For more information, please visit our website at fillingstation1075.com. Of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss an episode. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Marianne. That was great.